Hello everyone, good evening. Well, it's evening here in Melbourne. My name is Ran Amar from Mind Your Step, and thank you for joining me today for this video. And today I'd like to talk a bit about giving and receiving. Let's start with receiving. I'd like to focus on this subject because many times in our life we tend to focus on ourselves first before we think of others. And it's not necessarily a negative thing because we live within ourselves first. We live in this body, we live from the inside out, and it only makes sense and it's only natural that we will think of ourselves first and make sure that we have everything that we need to survive and to feel good, and that we're not in lack of anything that we need. But the act of giving have a few very beautiful, sides to it, and an amazing effect on the human spirit. And if you think about it, it's an inseparable part from receiving. They're actually both sides of the same coin, and that's the way it's always been. Even if you think about an ancient trading systems, in the old days before there was even money. You had to give to someone else, to your neighbor or someone in the village or someone in the community, something to receive something else in return. And that's the way it's always been, you had to trade something to receive something else in return. And it's not much different than today with money. Because if you think about it, what is money? Money is just something, a piece of paper or metal or whatever it is, that represent a certain value that you created for someone else by providing them a product or a service. And with this money you are able to buy yourself certain things that you want and create value for yourself in return. So value is just a way to measure, money is just a way to measure a value that's been given and that's been received. And that's an amazing things to remember, because if you really want to create abundance and to receive a lot, we need to find a way to create a lot of value for a lot of people. But the act of giving have many other positive sides to it that are not necessarily connected immediately to receiving, because the act of pure giving is to give without expecting anything in return, and that's a pure giving. And one of the amazing things that happen when you give is that it's really switching your mind to a higher state of being. And what do I mean by that? Let's take an example. You're walking on the street and you see a homeless person, and you look in your pocket and you have $5 and you decide you want to give him $1. So if you think about, you have less now. You actually have less. You have $5 and you only have $4 now in your pocket. But the act of giving is really taking you out from a certain state to a higher state. So it brings you from a state of being, I would call it a victim, okay? And it's not necessarily a victim the way you may think about, like a victim of violence or whatever it is that comes to your mind. It's more of that a lot of the time we tend to see ourselves as victim of the circumstances, or victim of a certain situation or situations. For example, I don't have enough money because my job is not paying me enough. I don't have enough money because I got this parking ticket. I don't have enough money because I got ripped off when I bought this product, or whatever it is. And it might be true. It might be that some of these things affected your financial situation. But a lot of time we tend to see ourselves as victims of those circumstances, and to feel pity for ourselves, to feel bad for ourselves, and to say, oh, I don't have enough, I don't have enough, I would like to have more, I would like to have more, I don't have enough. And by doing that, we're focusing on ourselves, and we're bringing ourselves to a place when we're feeling that we just don't have enough. And the act of giving at that second in time bring us to a different state where we understand that not only that we have enough to be able to share it with someone and still have enough for ourselves and being okay. We have enough to be able to give to someone else and still have plenty for ourselves. We just have enough or more than enough, and that's a beautiful thing by itself. So yeah, I can talk hours about giving, but that's it for today. And thank you for joining me. And I would like to, to give you a bit of a task. Whether if you're giving already to some people or doing something good in your life, which is amazing, try to see, in the next few days or week, if you find more opportunities, to give something extra to someone, whether if it is to donate to someone that really needs it, or to give someone in a rush your turn in the supermarket, or whatever it is, help an old lady cross the road. Open your eyes for the opportunities to do something good for someone. And through repetition, I believe it can really, really create a much positive change in each one of us, and contribute to the creation of a much better and more beautiful world. So yeah, thank you very much for watching. I love you all, and see you on the next video. Ciao.